Now, it's funny how it's not till nearly the end of the year that you start discovering perhaps some of your favorite devices of the year. And so what I've got here is the Logitech Wave Keys keyboard and the Logitech Lift vertical mouse. And these are part of Logitech's Ergo series. So, as the name suggests, they're designed to be more ergonomic, so they feel a little bit more comfortable, and they make you into a more productive person who perhaps tires out a little bit less easily. So yeah, I mean, I've always been a person who sort of adapts myself to my environment more than the other way around, perhaps. And I'm a bit nervous when it comes to weird devices and weird shapes. But as you can see, the thing with these devices is that they're actually not super weird. So it's not a split keyboard. It's not like you're having to learn whole new places to put the keys, to put your fingers rather. And you know, it's not a different way of typing at all. The keyboard is essentially the same. But as you can see, it does have this sort of slight curve to it, both and a bow that way and that way. So it's just for you, and it's got this lovely palm rest with 3 layers of memory foam in it there for you to rest your hands on. We can flip out the little legs underneath to give ourselves that little bit of extra height. So yeah, the keyboard, it just doesn't take any extra learning to use. It just feels nicer to use. And it's kind of the same situation with this lift mouse. So in many ways, the mouse is just a normal mouse, which would normally go that way, but it goes that way because your hand doesn't go that way. You've got to twist your hand to go that way. As somebody who broke his shoulder this year, I know about which way your arm naturally wants to go and which way it doesn't. And so what they've done is they've literally just, you know, looked at which angle most people's hands go, and that's kind of it. And so they've just turned the mouse on its side, and rather than have you know, your forward and back buttons on the side of the mouse, which you've always got to sort of crick your thumb around to access, now it's just naturally underneath. And I found that before I haven't often used those forwards and back buttons. You know, when browsing, you know, that's a time when you use them a lot when you want to go forward a page or back a page. You know, but it hasn't occurred to me. But because they're in this much more natural place, yeah, I really like them. So the whole thing is is a lot more comfortable to use. Now, both these products, as so many tech products are these days, they've used recycled materials and they're carbon neutral, which is why I'm a little bit confused why they've gone with a battery-powered option. So there's one battery in the lift mouse, and that'll get you about 2 years use, so that's the good side. And in the Waves keyboard here, the Wave keys rather, we've got 2 batteries. And that keyboard will actually run for about 3 years on a single set of batteries, so that's pretty good. But it does mean that eventually you're going to have to throw those batteries away. So yeah, the reason I'm surprised by that is because, you know, most of the wireless keyboards and wireless mice I use these days, you know, they just have a USB-C socket and you charge them up, you know, once a week or once every couple of weeks or whatever. So yeah, at least you don't have to worry about doing that. But yeah, it's interesting that they claim to be carbon neutral and they're still, you know, sticking batteries in them. So yeah, that was just a little thing. Oh, as you can see in both those battery compartments, they're not just Bluetooth. That you can actually put in a wireless dongle there as well. So for, you know, if you're in a busy office or something, sometimes, you know, too many Bluetooth devices in one place, you know, might you run into a little bit of interference issues. I certainly haven't encountered that, and so I'm just sticking with the Bluetooth. But the great thing about this, and if I can just show you with my other camera here, is you can swap from device to device. You can actually have the both the Wave keys and the lift mouse connected to 3 different devices at any given time. It's very easy to pair them to new devices as well. So you can swap from device that way with the keyboard. And then with the Wave Keys mouse, if we flip that over, you'll see there's a button there that swaps it from device to device. So, and what that means is for a setup like this, where I might have a desktop computer and a laptop computer, we can just swap that to that other device there, and then I'm running the mouse on the desktop. Or if we connect that to that first option again, now I'm running the device over here, running the laptop. It's as simple as that. Pairs straight away, no waiting, and it's the same situation with the keyboard. So you can see it's paired there to the first device, which is my laptop, and then if I just, that button doesn't flash at all, it's basically pairing straight away, no waiting at all. So that means that it's a great option to have, for a setup like this, where you might be using several devices at once. And in fact, I'm often, reviewing a laptop or a tablet as well as wanting to use my two devices. So that's actually three devices there, and I can literally use the same keyboard and the same mouse across all those devices, which is always very, very handy. So the great thing about both these, the Wave keys and the Lift mouse, is that although they are ergonomically designed, it doesn't mean that they're crazy designs that you have to learn how to use. I found them very instinctive, and just because they're a slightly different shape, you don't notice that part of it. What you do notice is it's a much more comfortable experience when you start using them, and you can use them efficiently straight away, and in fact you become more productive and more comfortable straight away. So I thoroughly recommend that Lift mouse and the Wave keys from Logitech. And if it's not too late, perhaps go out and treat yourself for a Christmas present, so you can crack into the new year with a less achy wrist and less tired fingers.